Hey everybody, I'm here to talk to you today about your mental faculty of perspective. I'm going to give you some facts, examples of it, and then some exercises you can do to strengthen your perspective. First off, your mental faculty of perspective. Everyone has one. Fact number one, everybody has one. Number two, it's unique to only you. You and I can read a book and both get something different from it. You and I can look at a cloud and both see a different shape in it because it's unique. Your perspective is unique to only you. And your perspective is how you see the world and yourself and just everything. It's how you see it. That's your perspective. The third fact is your perspective will get more powerful if you use it on purpose. It will get stronger. You'll find yourself using it without having to consciously activate it on purpose in a way that you want to see the world rather than the way you see it right now. Okay, some examples are a glass has a half full of liquid, and some people say it's half empty, and some people say it's half full. Well, they're both right if you take perspective into account. And that becomes an attitude of, hey, this glass is half full, or this glass is half empty. They're both right. Both perspectives are accurate and correct. So it's interesting to note that if you're ever having an argument with someone, it's possible for both of you to be right. In which case, an argument it can go on for months and years and so on. It's possible for two people to be right in an argument. That's mind-blowing. A simple word, here's another example. A simple word like if I wrote mom on a piece of paper and laid it on the table and you looked at it from over there, it would say wow. And we could argue all day. I could say, no, it says mom. And you could say, no, it says wow. Both be right. Another example is if I look at a painting, I'm going to see stuff that you're not going to see. You're going to see stuff that I don't see. If we look at a cloud, you're going to see a shape, and I may see a different shape in the same cloud. We could read a book. Both of us take away different perspective. A song. You could think a song is about something, and I could think it's about something else, and we could both be right because that's what it means to us. That's our particular perspective in the way we perceive the world. So it's also a spiritual. You can have a spiritual perspective. So those are the three facts. Everyone has one. It's unique to only you. It will get stronger if you use it. Some examples are the glass half full and the glass half empty. Also, art of any sort. We can both look at the same piece of art or shape in the sky and see something different. And a simple one is just to write a word down that looks different from the other side and spell something else upside down. All right, so some exercises to use your mental faculties in order to make them stronger. An exercise for your perspective is try to someone that's close to you that you see every day that you know loves you. Try to think about what they see when they see you. Or try to think about when you talk to them how it might sound to them. It's even just attempting to think about, hey, what does my mom, my dad, my sister, what do they think about me? And if you take a moment to see yourself, try to see yourself from their side, uh, you might see something you want to change. Or you might go to them and say, hey, I say this, but I don't. I'm just I'm being funny or whatever. Um, so another way to change your perspective, and this one's a little more practical, um, sit in a different seat. Go to a different gas station. Uh, Try a new food. It's simple stuff that'll give you a better perspective. Like, hey, when I go to the grocery store, I always go to this aisle and I check out here and I do this, and well, go to a different aisle. Go to a different grocery store. You may meet someone or bump into some kind of awareness or something. It creates the opportunity for change to come into your life. It's huge. It may seem small. Today, when I get my lunch, I'm going to go sit at a different table with different people. Yeah, I know I always do that, but for perspective's sake, I'm going to try something different. It can be small, it can be tiny. Take a different route to work. Yeah, and you begin to realize that you have power to change your thoughts, how you think about things, and what you want to do, or instead of just being on repeat autopilot. Oh, I go sit there every day. Well, today I'm gonna sit over here, and I met someone new, or I saw things from a different angle, or whatever. Really simple. Go to a different gas pump. Just say hello to someone randomly on one of these new paths, and just see what happens. At the very least, you'll be exercising your perspective, and it will be becoming more powerful. All right, and the third example is develop any interest. So I'm always trying new things with my arts, with my music, or so if I like an artist, I study them. I learn some of their material, study about their life. I try to figure out why they, investigate why they wrote the songs about what they wrote about. I even look at like what makes me entertained by them, to get a better perspective. Art, this one, for instance, someone was getting rid of a painting that was in a big frame and matted like this, and had a glass on it and ready to hang. And I had never taken one of those apart and then tried to redo the inside and then put it back together. And for perspective's sake, and the fact that I had literally nothing to lose from doing this, I gained an interesting perspective. So now I know if I find a nice frame with a mat that I think my art would look good in, on sale at a thrift store or wherever, I'll get it and repurpose it and upcycle it. Instead of just abandoning these old things. I was even ready to redo the frame and the mat. I'd like do the color on them if I needed to. This one I tried to work with what was on the outside. But if you like baseball, get your favorite player, and there's more than likely a book about them or some information about them or stats about them. Study. I know after school we all have this negative connotation with study, but study is so good when you do it on purpose and you pick it for yourself. It can be very enlightening, and it's a way to develop your interest. You may learn more about baseball. You may learn that it takes too much dedication for you to be a pro, but Maybe you want to be an announcer at the games, or maybe you want to be an umpire. But you'll have a better perspective the more you learn about something you're interested in. Yeah, so I think it's interesting to note everyone has a perspective. It's a mental faculty. It gets stronger if you use it often on purpose. And then you begin to guide it instead of going around being judgmental about someone. You can say, oh, well, I went to, I studied what they believe spiritually, and it doesn't conflict with me as bad now because I don't, I understand it more. Or everyone has a perspective. It's a mental faculty. 3 facts. Everyone has one. It's unique to only you. And it will get stronger if you use it. It'll get stronger and you'll gain more control over it if you use it on purpose. 3 examples: the glass half full or the glass half empty. We're both right. We're both right. Whichever one you think, we're both right. A simple word that spells something different upside down on a piece of paper sitting across from each other. A book, a cloud, a song, a story, a painting, a play, anything. We're both going to go see it, and you're going to see a little something different than I see, and I'm going to see a little something different than you see. Maybe similar, but we're both going to take different stuff away from that. That's why art is so wonderful, in my opinion. Try to see yourself from someone you care about or love, or your friends. Try to see yourself from their perspective. And don't do it in a negative way. Maybe try to see what they see positive about you. Or you ever had a friend in your life and you're like, man, I really don't know why they keep investing in me. This exercise will help you see what, and if you can communicate with them well, you go to them and you ask them, and they may give you their perspective, which will help you grow and develop, and then strengthen your perspective and gain control of it. Try a different food, seat, grocery line. Try anything new. Try anything new. It's going to give you a new perspective. And you'll be sending messages to your mind saying, I control the perspective on purpose. It's me. I'm in control of my mind, and I control it, and I select what I want to have a perspective about. I was talking to a friend who doesn't care for broccoli. I was like, well, have you tried it in every possible way that it can be prepared? Because there may be a way that you do. It may mess with the nutritional value, but trying something new is always going to lead to a better perspective. It may seem little, but I promise you, and you can promise me, it's huge. And then developing any of your interest. And what I mean by that is, if you're interested in something, look at or educate yourself or research every aspect of it. Like, I like playing guitar, so I went and watched some videos educating me about how they are made, what gives them their particular sound. I found out that that's not exactly the area of it that I want to be, but I do know quite a bit more about that part after having researched and educated myself. So find something you're interested in and go every angle around it and every facet and all the parts that make it happen. Look at it. If you like writing, look at publishing. If you like, there's angles that make up everything that you're interested in. And if you're interested in something, I don't care. If it's Skittles, go watch a video about how Skittles are made. It's that simple. You'll gain perspective. Okay. I'm Andrew, and I'm going to continue to make these short videos about your mental faculties individually to try to help provide some facts, examples, and exercises that are easy to do to help strengthen your mental faculties. Thanks.